Be honest, how often do you want to just get away from it all? The crowds, the stress, the never-ending dings of new messages to get back to.
Responding to all these emails really feels like homework sometimes.
The fact is, everyone deserves time to relax and take a day to do nothing whatsoever, other than kick back and watch the sun move across the sky. Luckily, I found the place to do exactly that. Have you ever considered going back to school? Well, kind of. This former schoolhouse in New York State is the perfect place to explore the quiet and unplug. Not just because of the great location, not just because of the stunning space.
This baby runs on solar.
This building spent decades as an actual schoolhouse, teaching local kids reading, writing, and arithmetic from 1909 until the late 1950s.
The schoolhouse had kids of all ages. The younger kids would sit in the front, and the older kids would sit in the back. Gotta make sure everybody can see the chalkboard.
Education in America was in the process of big changes when this building was active. The country was still transitioning from agriculture to industry as the way to make a living. Teenage school enrollment began to boom in the 1920s and 30s as states started to implement programs to teach kids how to operate machinery in factories, the beginnings of vocational education.
And progressive educational reformers helped kickstart a pretty radical idea: professional training for teachers.
The school officially closed its doors in the 1950s and sat in disrepair for decades. Not that it didn't get used.
The great acoustics and loads of glass bottles found during renovation kind of make me think this place was a party pad at one point. As neglected as the schoolhouse was, the new owners saw potential.
When it comes to home renovations, you see more and more creativity about how to transform unusual buildings into needed spaces. Something about the light in this room was always distinctive, they said. Because there was no electricity when the schoolhouse was built in 1909, these 16-foot windows were necessary. You can call it old-school solar lighting. Within months of moving in and wanting to leave as small a carbon footprint as possible, the owners installed solar panels. Guess what their electricity bill is in the summertime? A nice round $0. That's one pretty big incentive for going solar. Your state may have even more. Here in New York, state and local tax credits, different financing options,
and financial incentives all exist to help you, like our plant friends, turn towards the sun.
In 2021, solar accounted for 46% of all new electricity generating capacity in the US. Studies also report that the solar market is expected to quadruple by 2030, with roughly 1 in 8 American homes having solar energy. When it comes to home use, there are two main types of solar panels. Monocrystalline is older tech, more efficient, and has a longer lifespan. It's also usually more expensive. Newer polycrystalline panels are less effective, but they're also cheaper. The solar schoolhouse's system is grid-tiered, which means it's directly connected to the utility company's power grid. Typically, utility companies use a special kind of meter that measures both the amount of electricity that you generate and the amount that you use. This is called net metering. You'll only be charged for the net amount of electricity that you use, and you might even receive a credit on your electric bill if your solar panels produce more than you consume. Is solar right for your house? Well, you need to live somewhere the sun shines, and a south-facing roof helps. The more sunlight hours, the more electricity you'll generate, and the more money you'll save. Depending on size and location, solar systems have a wide range of costs. For an average house, the installation may range from $15,000 to $25,000 or more.
The good news is, most solar panel systems shouldn't need a lot of ongoing maintenance. Most of the cost is up front. Woo! Don't know what came over me.
Leaving behind some of the elements of school is super cool, namely these giant chalkboards and desks, which may or may not be haunted. But anyone who's ever renovated a house knows it's not all fun and games. With the schoolhouse, one of the biggest issues the new owners had to build around was the fact that there were no bedrooms or closets, or any upstairs. It was basically one giant studio space.
The bedroom on the ground level and the entire upstairs are both new additions. Now let's take the party outside.
There's a full acre of outdoors to play around in, plus a huge patio with a chandelier and pergola.
If you've got kids with you, Solar Schoolhouse wants everyone to take some time away from screens. There's more than enough outside action to stay entertained.
There's a huge tree house, swings, and a play shed. Nothing like make-believe to get the imagination up and running. My personal favorite, however, a zip line. And when the sun sets, there's a separate basement playroom for kids, while the adults can pour a glass of their favorite beverage in the kitchen. The inviting, relaxing atmosphere isn't even the best part of this home. The best part? It's still a beloved part of the community. The owners say that locals who went to school here have stopped by, happy to see it come to life again after so many years of disrepair. There are even stories of a friendly ghost. You know, I thought that chalkboard was haunted. From taking your seat and waiting for the lesson to begin, to knowledge about any topic right at your fingertips. If you want to know more about solar power, Rocket Solar has made it all super simple. Rocket Solar Advisors will help you through the process, starting with a personalized overview of what solar will mean for your home, including estimated utility bill savings. They can also connect you to a simple digital financing application if you wish to finance your panels. Once financing is handled, Rocket Solar Advisors will even help get your new solar panels installed. Their expert team of installation partners will finish up the project to complete your power transformation. You can learn more at rocketsolar.com. The link's in the description. I used to get extra credit if I would clean the erasers of my math class. Whoa! Woo! Ha ha ha!